The building of safe roads and promotion of safe road use are important to the national development plans of any modern society, and Jamaica is no exception. Hi there, I'm Adrian Atkinson. In our show today, we'll take a peek at ongoing work to improve and create safer roads between the north and south of the island. Plus, we explore how to keep our children safe on the roads. Later, rescuing children from abuse. You don't want to miss any of what we have planned, so sit back and stay tuned for these and more.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
As the country continues to experience growth, there is increasing movement of goods and people. Government is taking steps to ensure Jamaica's roads are in a position to help drive that growth. Expansion of the North-South Corridor linking Clarendon in the south and St. Anne in the north is among the steps being taken. We have more in this feature.
The Transport and Works Ministry continues to improve Jamaica's main road network to provide safe, efficient, and high-quality travel services. Part of the objective is to support the development of economic sectors. As part of its overall development plan, the government took the decision years ago to focus on improving the North-South link, or corridors linking the northern side of the country to the southern side of the island. The road from Maypen through Chapelton and Brownstown to Runaway Bay has been identified as a critical link in the developmental agenda of enhancing the movement of people and services between the south and the north. On June 19, 2014, Minister of Transport, Works and Housing Dr. Omar Davies signed a contract for major infrastructure development work from Soursop Turn to Danks in Clarendon.
The intention is to have A1 roads between major townships linking the north and the south. So this particular corridor that we're now working on, the first phase, which is 10.5 kilometers, is just one of three that we have identified. The others being that from Stony Hill through Toms River down to Agualta Vale in St. Mary, and the other in the west, which is the road from Ferris to Macfield to Shuttlewood down to Reading in St. James.
Commuters who travel on the main road between Soursop Turn and Chapelton in Clarendon will be the first to benefit from improvements to that corridor when Phase 1 of the project is completed. The work started in September 2014. When it's completed and opened in March 2016, commute should be significantly easier for residents of Cocoa Peace, Four Paths, New Longsville, New Road, Soursop Turn, Chapelton, and other communities. The $1.2 billion road reconstruction works is being done by contractors Asphaltic Concrete Enterprise Limited and General Paving Company Limited and managed by the National Works Agency. Joint financing is being provided by the Government of Jamaica and the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC.
The original road, as it was, sections were quite narrow. The side distance was nil in some areas. There were a lot of corners, and you have situations where the drainage infrastructure was also compromised because the development of this road would have taken place years ago, and so much would have happened since that time.
In the process of widening the road, the team has to carry out some 69,000 cubic meters of rock excavation works, as well as earth filling works. They've also been installing some 33 drainage pipes and removing or rebuilding over 40 boundary fences. Pipe laying is also taking place to ensure the roads won't have to be dug up for waterworks at a later date.
It's really to give a better quality product to our customers and to the citizens of Jamaica, because no one would want to see, having spent this kind of money, another company coming on board to undo much of what would have already done.
The impact of the project in terms of job creation has been significant. More than 1,000 persons, mostly from Clarendon, have been employed since it started, and many more are to benefit before it ends. In the meantime, work on Phase 2 of the project, including land acquisition and surveys, has started. This phase extends the road development along the Chapelton to Trout Hall corridor.
We are going to be taking on another 10 or 11 kilometers of road. Part of that particular stretch of road would be the Cupious Bridge, which we have actually pulled from that phase 2 works, and we are going to be implementing as part of the major infrastructure development program. And we intend to start working on the Cupious Bridge before the end of this financial year.
The transformation of the corridor linking Maypen in the south of the island to Runaway Bay in the north provides for reduction in travel time and safe, reliable commuting. The Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing, a driving force for economic development and improved standards for all Jamaicans.
Stop! Don't turn a blind eye to child abuse, child neglect, and child labor. If you know or even suspect child abuse, call the Children's Registry. Together, we can make a difference.
The traffic environment can be quite a busy and hazardous place, more so for children. Road safety for our children is the focus in this next feature.
Life in any form is a gift too precious to measure. The birth of brand new possibilities and exciting potential for whatever. For those at the early stages of this journey, it is expected that the ones who are older, those in positions of guardianship, will take the steps necessary to ensure their safety in all areas, not least of all as they travel from one destination to another.
I think every single adult who is a driver has a tremendous responsibility, not only for the safety of children, but the safety of other drivers, pedestrians. Driving comes with a tremendous responsibility, and it's up to you to remain alert, particularly when it comes to children. We are their guardians.
Children are among our most vulnerable road users. It's why the Ministry of Transport and Works, and particularly the Road Safety Unit, has spent time coming up with measures to ensure that the traffic environment for them is as safe as possible.
The law comes down very heavily on the side of children when we act irresponsibly, and as a result they are injured.
Laws like the Road Traffic Act, the Child Care and Protection Act, and the Protective Devices legislation speak to the issue in some way.
I'm just gonna... I want drivers to stop when I am at the pedestrian crossing.
Drivers who ignore the prompting of a traffic warden to stop before reaching the place where children are crossing or seeking to cross, or who put the vehicle in motion before the children have completely crossed the road, commit an offense under the Road Traffic Act.
Did you know that the Road Traffic Act makes it an offense for you to transport a child in your vehicle without the proper restraints? Breaching this law could place you before a resident magistrate facing a fine upon conviction.
Daddy, you remember I don't put on my seatbelt yet?
Oh yes. Sorry about that, I'm kind of distracted here. Ready?
Daddy, want your seatbelt?
Oh, thanks for reminding me.
A child should never be moving in a moving vehicle. They should be completely still. They should be seated because the car can come to a sudden stop and they will get hurt. If the child is under 5 years of age, then they need to be in their car seat or booster. If the child is a little bigger than a car seat, then there are boosters provided that the children should occupy. You should ensure that the car safe lock is on, that the windows are turned up, or at least even if the windows have to be down, that the children are not exposing their hands, their heads, any parts of their body outside of the car, because that is extremely dangerous. You have to be focused fully on the road, both eyes fully engaged ahead of you. There are times when you might feel sleepy because you're on a long journey. You have not rested well the previous night. There are things that you can do. You make use of rest stops. If you start feeling a little drowsy, you get out of the car, stop the car, get out of the car, and get some fresh air that usually wakes you up. And make sure that you're properly hydrated.
Fever, rash, joint pain and red eyes. All common signs of the Zika virus or ZIKV. Symptoms are usually mild, lasting anywhere from a few days to a week. Jamaica has no Zika cases, but if it gets here, it would only be transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Don't give Zika a chance. Prevent the breeding of these pesky mosquitoes.
The use of oil, cooking oil, a little tip of cooking oil poured on the surface of the water suffocates the larvae and prevents them hatching out. So persons can do that.
The incidents of violence and other forms of abuse committed against children are getting serious attention by the government. The administration has a zero-tolerance approach to the abuse of children, and that message is being shared with communities. Take a look.
13-year-old Brittany Bradbury is missing. She was last seen along Spanish Town Road in Kingston. Brittany is slim, has a dark complexion, and is about 5 feet 2 inches tall. At the time of her disappearance, she was wearing a dark blue blouse and blue skirt. While speaking with Fewi News, Brittany's mother, Simonia, had this message for her daughter.
I want Brittany Bradbury to know that Mommy loves her, and I want her to come home back. So Mommy and Daddy, we are begging you, please to come back home. We need you, we love you, we're not going to hurt you. We want to try and make things work for you.
Fortunately for Simonia and her family, Brittany was found. She's among the 9 out of 10 missing children who are reunited with their families each year. Now, we see these stories as they play out in the media and often wonder what has become of these missing children, not knowing the army of agencies that work overtime to rescue them.
The Office of the Children's Registry, OCR, is the agency responsible for coordinating the safe recovery of children who go missing. The OCR collects data on and refers cases of child abuse to the Child Development Agency and the Office of the Children's Advocate for investigation and action. In addition to training search and recovery personnel, the OCR has partnered with the Library Service to disseminate information on missing children.
We have signed Memorandum of Understanding with the Ministry of Transport Works and Housing in terms of collaboration with the JUTC buses.
But the most important tool in its arsenal is the Ananda Alert system.
As soon as a parent cannot account for their child's whereabouts, then they are able to make a report to the police station or to the registry by calling 1-888-PROTECT. And an Ananda alert is then activated and a risk assessment done to determine if it is a case where it is very high risk or the risk is more minimal. At that point, if the report is received by the registry, within 30 minutes of receipt, it is dispatched to the corporate communications unit and the missing person monitoring unit, and from there the interactions and investigation will begin.
Once confirmed with the local station, an immediate release is done and this is sent out.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force also has other branches that are active participants in the search and recovery efforts. They include the Corporate Communication Unit, the CCU, the National Intelligence Bureau, NIB, and the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offences and Child Abuse, CISOCA.
The Police 119 Emergency Center plays a big role because what they do, they take this information and further disseminate it through the police network. So all police formations and divisions are made aware of this missing person.
Once a child is recovered, the work of the team doesn't end. The next step in the process is restoration.
Once a child is located, then we do a follow-up in counseling and social intervention from the Child Development Agency. If we do have issues with the Ministry of Education, specific schools not wanting to take back that child because the child would have been out for a period of time, we do work together to see how we can get back that child to continue their education.
The Child Development Agency plays an integral role in getting to the root cause of why the children go missing in the first place.
It is going to be important that we hear what is happening, and first of all is to address the situation that could have caused them, one, to think why they want to leave the home, why is it that they don't want to return, and how is it that we can prevent such occurrence.
Though the team working to return missing children to their homes or a place of safety have recorded several successes, their work is still unfinished. Amendments have been made to the Child Care and Protection Act. Harsher penalties have been prescribed for persons who murder, rape, and commit other serious violent offenses against children. And the child abuse cases will be fast-tracked in the court system.
Work is also underway for legislation to be passed to create a new offense of parental neglect. When this comes into effect, a parent whose child is found in circumstances consistent with inadequate parental care and attention can be charged and tried for parental neglect.
Even though missing children are still a stain on our country, Jamaica now leads the region in reports and bringing back children. And we've brought back 9 out of every 10 children who have gone missing.
That achievement is strengthened with the implementation of a case management system which allows the OCR and the CDA to share information through a web-based system. The system also tracks children's development in the child care system from entry to exit.
We have developed our first search and rescue protocol, in which we have developed over 3,000 protocols for missing children. The dissemination has been going extremely well. We have disseminated to all our children's homes, all the schools that we have visited for school tours, and we're going to be continuing to distribute those 3,000 plus search and rescue protocol.
The JCF has also been making moves in child care and protection with the introduction of the Stay Alert app.
This sends alert to persons who are utilizing the Stay Alert. So you get an immediate alert that someone is missing, the area, all that information that you need along with the photograph.
All of these initiatives, however, will bear no fruit if you and I don't get involved. If you know or suspect that a child is being abused, act. Call the police, call the OCR, or message the JCF on its new app. The care and protection of our children is everybody's business. On the board this week, the Donald Quarry High School's Past Students Association will be having its fundraising Gospel Fest later today. It will be held at the school starting at 6:30 p.m. Come early and support this worthy cause. At 8 tonight, the Morant Bay High School Alumni Association will be having its homecoming dinner and dance. The event will be held at the Whispering Bamboo Cove in Retreat, St. Thomas. For more information, call 703-6526 and 968-4925. You're being invited to the finals of the National Christian Youth Ambassador Competition. It's on Sunday, November 29 at the Living Water Christian Ministries, 57 Malines Road, shop number 2. The competition kicks off at 6 p.m. Admission is free. For more information, call 869-2638. Friends of Andrews Memorial Hospital and the Andrews Memorial Seventh-day Adventist Church will be hosting a grand health exposition on Sunday, November 29. The health expo will be held from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Venue is the grounds of the Andrews Memorial Hospital at 27 to 29 Hope Road, Kingston. Come and get important health information and health checks, including pap smears, prostate screening, mammograms, dental check, blood pressure, blood sugar, body mass index tests, and cholesterol checks. And that's all for our community notices today. Send us your events for broadcast on the JIS Community Notice Board. Call 922-868-022 or send an email to cbishop@jis.gov.jm.
Lottery scamming kills. It is a clear and present danger to all communities and our society at large.
Up to August, 138 murders in Arawa have been associated with lottery scamming.
I want to make a personal appeal to parents and other family members to ensure that they do not, by their silence, give tacit support to their children who are involved in criminal behavior.
Up next, the top stories making news this week.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. Government signed a $50 million loan agreement with the Inter-American Development Bank this week to strengthen the program of advancement through health and education path and the capacity of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. Another $25 million loan agreement was also signed to finance Phase 3 of the education sector reform process.
The reforms that are supported in this program in the educational sector includes the modernization of the management structures of the Ministry of Education, improvements to be undertaken to the curriculum, teaching, learning, and particularly to school management.
Tourism Minister Dr. Wickham McNeil reported this week that Jamaica's stopover visitor arrivals for September was up by 7%, making it the best ever September on record. Total visitor arrivals for January to September 2015 were also up 5.5% over the same period last year. In addition, Jamaica has secured 60,000 new airline seats for the upcoming winter tourist season, of which 50,000 will be out of the United States. In the meantime, the Tourism Ministry released a statement assuring Jamaicans that it was keeping abreast of the possible effects terror attacks around the world may have on the island's tourism product. The statement was in response to the worldwide travel alert issued by the United States, Jamaica's biggest tourism market. Meanwhile, 40 Jamaican law enforcement officers are currently being trained in counter-terrorism, facilitated by personnel formerly attached to the National Terrorist Financial Investigation Unit in the United Kingdom. The UK team arrived in Jamaica last week and will provide specialized training on various aspects of counter-terrorism and combating the financing of terrorism. The Ministries of Health, National Security and Justice and the National Council on Drug Abuse signed a Memorandum of Understanding this week to strengthen the Drug Court and Rehabilitation of Offenders program, which has been operating in Jamaica since 2001. The most significant change in this revised MOU is that the National Council on Drug Abuse is now charged with the responsibility of recruiting, training, and employing the substance abuse counselors. The Ministry of Health will continue to provide a psychiatrist at the treatment sites. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller recently broke ground at Lady Musgrave Drive in Kingston to build Jamaica's first transitional apartment complex for 40 female wards of the state aged 18 to 21 years old.
We have to ensure that we do all we can to assist our children to transition from innocent, secure childhood to wholesome, fulfilling teenage years. We also have to facilitate their progress into becoming responsible, successful adults. That is a mission in which we dare not fail.
The Prime Minister was also in St. Thomas this week to launch Heart Trust NTA's mobile services.
I am elated that the mobile carrier coach will deliver the full range of heart services to the people. This will include retirement applications, career services, job placement, and placement in on-job training.
A $15 million community resource center has been opened in Gregory Park, St. Catherine. It was constructed under Phase 2 of the Community Empowerment and Transformation Project, COMET. Ground was also broken for the construction of a $16 million community resource center in Linstead, St. Catherine under the COMET 2 initiative.
It will provide a base of operations for the CDC, as well as offices for community-based policing. It will also provide a space for business enterprise activities.
And finally, the Bureau of Gender Affairs has embarked on a 3-month social media campaign to raise awareness and provide a platform for collaboration and advocacy on gender-based violence.
And the objectives of this social media campaign are to facilitate constructive conversations on strategies to eliminate violence against women and girls, create an inclusive platform to engage a wide cross-section of stakeholders.
And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
I say be careful what you teach your little children. Make sure I know something to hurt them.
Parents, keep your children safe and protected. Stay alert and be aware of where your children are at all times. Submit the latest photo of your child to his or her school. Know what's happening with your child. Listen to them when they say they don't feel comfortable going to a certain place or being around certain persons. Act quickly when your child tells you he or she has been touched inappropriately or approached with unwanted requests. Be the change. Help us protect our children. For more information, call 1-888-776-8328 or 1-876-878-2882. This is where we close Jamaica Magazine for today. We're back tomorrow with more useful information. In the meantime, keep the link. Use our Facebook and Twitter pages, YouTube channel and the JIS website to stay in touch and get the very latest government information. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson, reminding you to be safe, stay alert, stay healthy, eat well, get adequate rest, and make every day a productive one.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.